Hi everybody, it's Geordie from Geordie Colours. I hope you're all doing well. We are back with part 11 of our full book colour along in R.J.Hampson's gorgeous book Awake. Today I have this page. It is called Toothpick. I have no idea if I'm doing the pages in the correct order, in the same order as in the book. I thought I'd kind of kept them in order as I printed them off, but I may have got them mixed around, so forgive me if it's not in order if you've got the book. I've got the PDF, so I'm doing the best I can. So we have another dragon. We did a dragon a couple of weeks ago. I have another dragon today, and because I did my last dragon in shades of red, I'm going to do this guy a little bit different. I'm going to use greens, maybe a touch of purple. So yeah, just for something a little bit different. We'll see how it goes. A little bit more of a Halloween colour palette, I guess, greens and purples. So I am using G1, G3, G8 and G120 for my greens. Let's go ahead and get started. Goodness, I cannot believe that we're nearly at Halloween already. Where has this year gone? I'm a little bit, I think I say this every time, I'm like a little bit shell-shocked that we are here already. Yeah, kind of scary, isn't it? I don't know, it'll be Christmas before we know it, and then and a new year starting. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and I apologize, I've literally just started filming and they've decided to start mowing the lawns outside, so I now have a nice sound of a lawnmower going, so apologies if you're hearing noise out there. That's what it is. I literally, every time I turn my camera on, they decide to do something. So, yeah, never mind. It's okay. Hopefully it's not too distracting. Okay, so I've got some, oh, that's kind of bled a little bit. So I used a different printer to do these next few pages because my printer was a little bit rough and was leaving some splodges. So I used a different printer, and it seems that the ink is running a little bit with this one. So it's not, maybe I should have stuck with my old printer. It's not working quite as smoothly as I would have liked, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I'm just going to add a little bit more darkness in there. I feel like it needs it a little bit more. Just going in with that darker marker again, just to really emphasize those kind of shadows that he has. Maybe a little bit under his nose there as well. Okay, that looks kind of cool. Let's carry on with that darker marker and we will do his neck and body here. I'm just gonna do the main part of his body. So yeah, I apologize if you can hear the noise of the lawnmower in the background. I honestly, it's like they just wait for me to sit down at my desk and start recording, and then they they start doing their thing. But they got to work, they got to get their job done, so I can't blame them too much. It's just really frustrating. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you're enjoying the pages and this colour along as much as I am. I've had a really good time with this little book. So glad I decided to do it. I was kind of in two minds about whether or not it was a good idea, and I decided just to go with it and yeah, have fun. See if anybody else wanted to join me, and it's been great seeing everybody else's pages. I say this every week, but it's really fun to see everybody's pages coming to life, and I know some of you have done some different things on your pages, which is also awesome to see. I love seeing the differences, and even like everybody's pages who kind of use exactly the same colors as me. It's so cool. I just love seeing it. It's awesome. Really enjoying this book, and just I love the humor of this book as well. I think R.J.Hampson has a fantastic sense of humor. I love the little captions that he gives. They all have a little bit of a punny or kind of like quite amusing little little kind of caption, like this one is called Toothpick. I just think that's quite hilarious. You know, he's using the bones as his toothpick, and I just think that's quite funny. It's actually quite an appropriate page for this time of year, isn't it? Maybe next week would have been slightly better, given that it will be the 30th of October next week. So we are really getting this book done. It's really going quite fast. Again, quite surprised at how quickly this year is going. And it really doesn't take long, does it, to fill up a book when you put your mind to it? I'm quite excited about actually, you know, having some progress in a book. A lot of my books are, well, I dare I say it, a lot of my books are uncolored. Yeah, it's a shame. Some of my books, a lot of my books have 1 or 2 pages done in them. Very few have a huge amount. I reckon there's probably a few of us out there like that who have several books with not so many pages done in them, because, you know, like, collecting books is kind of part of the hobby, isn't it? I don't know if you're like me. I keep saying I don't need to buy any books, really don't need any more books, and I just keep buying them. So, but yeah, I do enjoy flicking through them. I actually had a good bit of fun the other day, just flicking through my books and seeing what Halloween type books I had, because I felt like I was very tempted to buy a new book, and I decided I really didn't need to. I figured I probably had enough, but I was like, well, I don't have any specific Halloween books. I need to buy myself a proper Halloween book. Turns out I really don't need to, because I've got tons. I've got tons of Halloween pages in the books I already own, so I really don't need to buy any more. And that was a really good exercise for me, kind of remembering that, you know, actually I've got enough. I don't need any more. So I did do a video on that. I just, you know what it's like. You want all the things, don't you? That you kind of have to draw the line somewhere. So, yeah, I'm glad I didn't go ahead. I have got Johanna Basford's new book arriving. I'm hoping it's coming tomorrow. A lot of people have their copy already. I've missed out so far, but because of where I live, things tend not to get here as quickly as I would like. But, you know, at the end of the day, the reality is I'm probably not going to get to colour on it for a little while anyway. So, yeah, I really don't need to rush along and have it in my grasp right this very second. But, yeah, it's nice to have a look through. I'm really looking forward to flicking through that one. And again, I don't know why I've bought it, because I have Johanna's other books, and a lot of them are... Well, actually, I managed to colour a page in Rooms of Wonder. I've got Rooms of Wonder and Worlds of Wonder, and both of them are pretty empty. So I have got one page done in in Worlds of Wonder, and I did actually manage to get another page done in Rooms of Wonder this month. So I've got one page in each of those books, and that's it. So I probably really didn't need to get another Johanna Basford book, but, you know, I have FOMO, fear of missing out, if I don't get it. So I have ordered it. Yeah, I did a page in Rooms of Wonder this month, and kind of convinced myself that allowed me to buy the new book. So it's probably not very good logic, is it? But anyway, so I have that coming, and I have also pre-ordered Sagan by Maria Trolle, which is her new kind of fairy tales based book, and I'm very excited about that one. I do love Maria Trolle, and I do manage to get a few pages done in hers. I haven't got as many in Starfall as I would have liked yet. I have done one page in that book. I love that book. I absolutely adore it. Just haven't had a chance to get any more of the other pages done, but I would definitely like to go back and do more in that book. So I have Sagan, not sure when it's going to be delivered. I purchased it on iMusic, so it'll probably take a little while to get here. So no hurry, but I am really looking forward to seeing that one as well. So that's 2 books that I have, and I did get Good Yule by Hannah Carlson, so that is also sitting in my pile to be done. I do have a buddy colour planned in that one for next month, so that's going to be a lot of fun, and I will get a page done in that for sure, and probably a lot more pages in December, hopefully, fingers crossed. Just feel like this isn't blending very well. I haven't used the lightest colour either, by the way, in case you're wondering where that G120 is. I haven't actually used it. I don't think I'm going to. I feel like I've got enough contrast here with these colours. I feel like this bit's just not, it's just not blending how I would like, but let's just go over it again one more time and see if that helps. I don't know. I think it's looking okay. I love R.J.Hampson's dragons. He does really good dragons. I really like how they look. Okay, so let's do his other leg down here. Kind of guess I'm having the light source kind of coming this way on this page, but yeah, it's kind of all over the place, so let's not stress too much about it. I like these greens. I think they're really lovely greens. Quite bright and colourful. I don't know. Dragons have to be, well, I said in my last dragon video that red always pops to mind. I don't know why, but green is another colour that dragons kind of have to be. Although technically they could be whatever colour you want them to be, couldn't they? But yeah, red and green seem to be the colours I go for with dragons, particularly red, but a green dragon as well always looks good. But you could have a pink dragon if you want. Go with whatever works for you. Okay, it's a little kind of pointy tail here. And the difference between this dark and medium toned marker is it's actually more than I thought it was going to be, and so it's not blending quite as nicely as I would like, but it's not too bad. I think they work quite well. Okay, now his wings, what do I want to do with his wings? So I'm going to carry the green colour on the kind of spiny parts of his wings. And it gets quite fine here, so I'm just going to add a little bit of colour along there. Goodness, all the noises are going on outside at the moment. Honestly, I swear they wait until I come to colour. So I'm just turning this slightly so I can get into these finer areas a little bit. I'm still making a mess. I'm still going outside the lines. It doesn't matter too much. And then we'll take just the mid-tone, I think. I don't think we're going to have much room for the lightest. Maybe around these areas we might. I think, I'm not sure what I'm going to do his wings with yet. I'm going to finish the rest of him off and then see how we go with his wings. Okay, and then I'm going to use the G8 just to go around these bits. Okay, let's do his other wing, and hopefully we should be there with the main part of him anyway. It really doesn't take long, does it? It's another good thing about this book and these little pages is that they don't take long, and it's really nice to see them come to life and fill up, and yeah, you kind of feel like you've achieved something, don't you? I haven't had a great deal of colouring time lately because I have been very busy with work and just with home life, and yeah, work kind of gets in the way of everything, doesn't it? If only we didn't have to work, or if only our jobs could be colouring, wouldn't that be nice? I'm afraid I don't have quite enough followers on my channel for that one yet. It'd be nice if I did. Maybe one day, you never know. Wishful thinking, I think. But yeah, work always seems to get in the way of colouring time, doesn't it? I have actually got a little setup at my work desk. I just kind of set it up this week thinking, well, you know, if I get any downtime, I can spend, like, you know, if I have a little break, I can spend 5 minutes doing a little bit of colouring. It hasn't really happened. I haven't really had much time at all. Gosh, I'm making a mess of this and going right outside the lines all over the place. So yeah, I had that kind of brainwave of, well, I'll put a little set of pencils and a colouring book next to my workstation, and then, you know, I can spend some time doing some colouring, and it just really has not happened. I'm just trying to see. Okay, I think this is his wing here as well, under through his hand. So let's colour that appropriately. Okay, right, so let's bring in the purples and do his belly. So I'm going to use a V270, a V250 and V230 as my purples here. I just thought it would be kind of fun to do his belly in a different colour. So I'm going to bring this all the way down the side here. I love purple and green together. It is a little bit of a Halloween-y colour combination, I think, but I just really like it. Are they contrasting colours? Are they opposites on the colour wheel? Maybe that's why it works. I'm going to have to look at that now. Are they opposite on the colour wheel? Let's see. Violet, not quite opposites. Complementary colours? I don't know. I never know what never know what the deal with the colour wheel is. I use my colour wheel occasionally, but not very often, because I tend to use, if I'm going to use like help with my colours, I use like a colour palette, like Sarah Renee Clark colour palette or something like that. It's one off Pinterest. So I don't tend to use my colour wheel as much anymore. Every now and then I'll pull it out. Lately I've kind of been winging my colours a bit more though, because yeah, I don't know why. I've just kind of had ideas in my head of what I want and have kind of gone with that and not really used any particular colour combinations or any kind of outside source to help me with the colours, if that makes sense. I've just kind of gone with what feels right and what I've kind of envisaged, I always struggle with that word, envisaged in my head. Why is that word so difficult? So yeah, I haven't been using any kind of colour palettes or colour wheels or anything much lately. I'm just going to add a touch more of the darker colour and then just really emphasize those lines. I don't seem to be getting my blends very good today. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with them. But anyway, that'll do. Let's do his tail. But yeah, this printer does seem to be, the ink does seem to be bleeding a little bit more than it does normally with my other printer. So that's something to to bear in mind for future. It's not too bad. I just have to be a little bit careful around the lines that I don't kind of smudge them too much. Okay, now his wings, am I going to do them? I might do them green. I think I've got enough purple. Well, actually, while I've got the purple out, let's do his spikes on his back purple as well, just for a bit of fun. And up here as well. I'll just use the two darkest shades for that. There's not a huge area to colour, is there? I'm really going outside the lines a lot today. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to do the inside of his wings. I'm going to use the three lighter shades for that though. So I'm going to use a G3, G8 and G120. And just add a little bit of darkness around the edges here. I was thinking about doing his wings in a purple colour, but I think I want to go with green. I think the purple might look a bit odd. I don't know, it might look okay. I'm not sure. So let's stick to a safe option and go with the green. I want them mostly to be quite pale though, so it kind of is just a little flap of skin in between, not the wrong end, in between. So I'm going to bring in that lightest colour to do that. And so it's quite a bit lighter, so just really going over that edge so that I get it blended out nicely. I think that looks good. Oh, see, it's smudging quite a bit sometimes when you go over it. That ink is really smudging, that black ink. So I guess it just depends what printer you use as to how well things work. So this was printed on a kind of more of an industrial office type printer, whereas my other ones have all been printed on just my little home printer, which is an inkjet printer. So I guess that one doesn't smudge quite so much as this one. It's not too bad. I just have to be, like I say, a little bit careful around those black lines. Okay, and let's blend that out. And then we're pretty much done with our dragon. We have his little horns to do. Not sure what colour I'm going to do as horns. Might go with a bit of a more neutral colour for those. And finish with the lightest. So what I do when I'm deciding what colours to use, I kind of look at the page and kind of think about, you know, what colour I want to use where. I'm just looking at this as that. I think that's part of his wing as well. Yeah, so let's colour that one like that. Yeah, so I just kind of look at the picture first and get an idea of the colours, and then I go to my swatch chart and have a look at what I think is going to work, what colours are going to work together, and then just pull them out. I find it a little bit easier to with these ones, because they're, you know, they're not small images, but they're small, what am I trying to say? You don't need a ton of colors for most of these pages, because they're quite, you know, like the areas are large, but there's not, you know, there's not a huge amount of color. So I tend just to pick out my colors myself and not worry about using color palettes or anything. This series, as I've said time and time again, is all about making things easy and quick and having fun. Okay, so I've got YR212, which I'm going to use just to add a little bit of, let me get the brush in, just to add a little bit of color, just a tiny bit of color to the skulls and things, the bones. I want them to be white, but I kind of just want to add a little bit of shading to them so that they don't look quite so stark white. And I thought rather than doing them grey, I wanted them to have a little bit more of a warmer look to them. I'm also going to do his horns up here like that as well. And then I've just got the armour of my poor dead knight down here to do. So I'm going to use my typical grey combination for that, which is CG204 and CG2. These are like my go-to kind of metal grey colours, if you like, in the Ohuhu markers. Obviously use these two, and then if I need to, if it's a bigger area, I'll add in a lighter colour as well, but this is quite a small area, so I don't feel the need to add too much. Just going to add a little bit in here. And yeah, these ones are like my go-to silver metal, I guess, markers. And I'm just going to go over with the darker marker again, just a little bit more, just to emphasize those shadows. And then we've got his sword down here as well. Poor guy, he's obviously become breakfast. Okay, and then for the kind of accent pieces, I'm going to bring in these purples again. So I'm going to use the lightest two purples, V250 and V230, to do the feather and his cap here. And to add to my sword, just to kind of give it a little bit of decoration. It actually blends in with the silver quite a lot, doesn't it? And then I think for the stripe on his armor, I'll do that in the greens, and I'll do the darkest two green colors, so G1 and G3. And then all that we have left to do is to add a little bit of white jelly roll pen. So I've got my Sakura jelly roll pen in number 10 size, and let's go ahead and add some white highlight details on everything. This is where it kind of all really starts to pop, I think, when you add the white in. I don't know why it makes such a difference. It's not like I add loads in, but it just makes it, I don't know, it does make it pop a bit. I always feel a bit unsure about this stage, like where do I put the lines, where do I put the white? I kind of just go with it and just hope for the best. It doesn't always look great, but it I don't know, it doesn't look awful either. It doesn't seem to matter where you put the white, it never looks terrible. So yeah, just kind of go with what you're feeling. Okay, I am gonna, sorry, turn this again so I can get to the swing a little bit, and I'm gonna cover up some of those bits where I went outside the lines. emphasize his wings a little bit. And his hands. Got some big muscles as well, isn't he? Okay, well I've got it turned that way. Let's do some down his belly here. So I'm just going to draw a line all the way down his belly. A few little dots in places as well. Let's do his leg here. Maybe his toes. And we'll do this leg as well. I feel like, yeah, maybe I put my shadow in the wrong place here, but it's okay. It's all right. It all looks okay. Definitely some on his tail here. And a little bit on the bottom of his tail as well. Okay, and then let's add some to that armor just to make it look a little bit shiny. And on the sword. And there we go. I'm going to add a tiny touch of silver Signo gel pen just to this bit of my helmet. And I think I might go over this bit as well. Just add a bit of metallic shine there. And then maybe on this bit of my sword. I don't know whether to do the whole sword in that. Yeah, maybe I'll do the whole sword in this rather than have it as the marker pen. It's the great thing about gel pen, you can just go over the top, which is handy. So I have the broad Signo here. There we go. I might do that bit as well. And just have the top in that purple colour. And if it made a huge amount of difference, but there we go. That's our page completed for this week. I hope you enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun with this. It's kind of turned out quite cool. Quite like the green and purple combination. So that is it. Week number 11 done. And we are back next week with another fun page. So I hope you'll join me then. Thank you so much for joining me today and take care, everybody. Bye.